Okay. I would like someone to be helping admitting people.
I'll do that for you, Gloria.
Okay, Chiara can make it. She will be there.
Hello.
Yes, Clara will do it. She just told me.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So welcome to Bogaerts International Virtual Open House. We have our faculty here to talk to you about our 2 campuses, what we do at Bogaerts. But first, I think I'm gonna share with you a nice video we did a couple of years ago, so you can get to see inside the campus. So you just bear with me. I will.
Bogaerts International. School was created in 1969 by my father, Rafael Bogaerts, and we're running the school now for 51 years. We're here in Brussels, south of Brussels, in a very unique domain, Tour de France, with a very nice castle on the premises. And we also have 9 hectares of green, which is, of course, great in terms of education. We have a very unique school here, as we are a small school and we really dedicate ourselves to high education, to high quality education. This is what we're really aiming for. We have a board that is really flexible. So our ideal is that we really can focus on what is best for the students. We want these kids to get the best diploma. We want them to learn things they're going to be able to use in the future.
I've been teaching at Bogaerts for around nearly a year now, and I've really enjoyed it because teaching in an IB school has kind of encompassed what I believe education is supposed to be about. It really puts the children back at the centre of their learning. It puts them in charge of it as well. So we are more facilitators rather than instructors within the classroom, which is something I really enjoy. I feel it develops their independence, gets their curiosity levels up, and allows them to achieve in a way that is meaningful to them and really helps them to build up their life skills, not just facts and memorizing facts.
A big reason why I like Bogaerts and the boarding here is because of the family feel. Even though we're in different grades and we all come from different places of origin and different walks of life, we all get along really well and we don't discriminate against each other. A lot of those who are much younger are friends with those who are in their final years of school, and I think that it really helps create a sense of unity within the students and the teachers.
We're the first fully IB accredited school here in Brussels, meaning we have the primary, middle school, high school accreditation. So we're the very first one. We're kind of really proud of that one.
Some of the reasons why I decided to do the DP program was because I thought it had a lot more connections internationally. I came from the A-level system, which meant that it was very focused on the UK as a whole. A reason why I chose Bogaerts as a school to go to was because of the fact that it has such small classes, which allows for a nicer environment to learn and less distractions. And the connection with the teachers is really nice. It makes me feel like I have a real bond with my teachers and that there's a sort of mutual respect thing going on. The environment itself in the DP as a newcomer is really nice. The instant I got in, people were really friendly to me and they were more than willing to talk to me, and there's very little difference between years. As long as you're mature enough, people are more than happy to talk to you.
What makes us so special is that we really individualize ourselves. We really change and adapt our curriculum almost every month. We have a strong focus on the French, as you know, we're in Brussels, which is mainly French speaking. We have a lot of expats, 50 different nationalities. We want these kids to speak at least some French. We want them to improve their English if it's not a native language. And we want to improve the awareness of the importance of IT, of the language, of the public speaking, all these things they're gonna have to use in the future. This is what makes us special.
All right.
So welcome to Bogaerts International School. I'm going to run a little bit of what we're going to do today. And that video was ideal because in the meantime, a lot of families have been joining in this virtual open house. So I will introduce you to our founder, Mr. David Bogaerts, and then we will have a presentation by our head of primary, secondary, and the diploma program, followed by, we're gonna have the PTA talking to you today, the learning support coordinator, Mr. Alan, which is the head of the school here at South Campus, will talk to you about pastoral and also, excuse me, I'm looking at my notes, about the well-being of the students at Bogaerts. That will take us to 4 o'clock, and then we will have 3 breakout rooms, one for early years and primary, one for secondary, and one for the diploma program. You can move from room to room if you have kids in 2 different sections, so that will be very easy. And after that, we will all come back here to the main room. And another thing that we're gonna announce today, I will talk more about, is the opening of our new North Campus that is happening in September this year. And we will introduce you to Rafael Angel, who will be our pedagogical director there. So that was gonna happen. And now I leave it up to David to say hello.
Yes, good. Yes, good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. All the teachers, all the BIS staff, and of course all the potentially maybe new families joining us. So hi to everyone. So I'm here to say that I only have 5 minutes, so let's go straight to the point. There's a lot of things on the agenda, which is, I guess, a good thing because we obviously have a lot of things to say about our school. So I'd like to say that we're the most exciting schools in Brussels, and there's many reasons for that. One is that we, although we still stick to be a family school, we grow like every year, and it's really good to see that the students, they stay, families are happy. Our academics improve every year. We can see that with the DP, so we're being more professional. We have developed what was missing a little bit here in the South Campus, the sports. So now we play football and we play tennis with a partnership. So we take, these buses to Wimbledon. So everything is really developing really, fast, and it's exciting. So we have the PYP, MYP, DP accreditation. By the end of this school year, we hope that we're probably going to get the NIASC accreditation, which is an American accreditation for the family that are Belgians. It's actually important. So if you have questions regarding that one, I will be in all these rooms all the time to explain. Financiers are good, so we won't be, we can stick to the fees that we have. So we try to keep them as low as we can. And as Gloria just said, we're completely full over here, so we had to, unfortunately, say no to, a bit less than 30 students this year. So we opened a new campus north with some of our staff, with Rafael, who is a very experienced IB leader, and of course, since we have a lot of families that come from the north. So we're not going to start with we're going to start with a good cohort of students. So that's pretty exciting as well, because we cannot really develop here a lot. So yes, so again, welcome to everybody. A lot of exciting things to do. So a lot of work still to be done, but I hope you will enjoy today's visit, and talk to you later then. Bye-bye. Vero.
Yeah, so we are going to show what it's like a day in the life of an early years student.
Okay, I'm in. No, because I'm not sure how I've done it.
Vero, this is for you now.
Yes. Good afternoon. I don't know where you are around the world. I'm really happy to be with you today.
I know some students have been working.
I am. Excuse me.
Sorry.
I don't know.
PYP.
I am the. Thank you for turning off your microphone, please. Thank you. So I am the PYP coordinator, and I'm happy to be with you today. One of my duties is to present you what is the PYP all about. I'm going to share my screen, so you will be able to see my presentation. Here we are. So, what means PYP? The PYP means Primary Years Program, and it doesn't mean that it's only primary. Here at Bogaerts, we also have the kindergarten. So the early years are the children between 2.5 to 5 years old, and the primary from 6 years old to 11 years old. For the moment, we have about 125 students at Bogaerts. So this is our team. I am the PYP coordinator, and as you can see, we are about 15 human bodies to take care of your children. First, we have the home teachers. As you can see, EY1 and EY2 are merged together. We have 3 teachers. In EY3, we have 2 teachers. And then year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we have home teacher for each year. We also have French teachers to help for French. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 French teachers, depending the years. And we also have some specialist teachers for sports. And we have also the music teacher, Miss Catherine. And we have Miss Miranda, who is our English as an additional language teacher. And we also have a learning support department with Miss Sylviane, and we have a speech therapist who is helping us at the moment at Bogaerts. And we also accept a lot of student teachers because we think that we can help other teachers around the world. And we're also happy to learn new techniques and new tools that maybe the students have and we do not. So what is my responsibilities here at Bogaerts? I am responsible for the whole school implementation.
Can you make it louder? I don't know where to do that.
Also responsible for the development of the program at BIS, and I communicate with the IB office. So I am the link between Bogaerts and the IB world, and I try to make the PYP happen at Bogaerts. So what is the PYP all about? As you can see on the picture, the student is in the middle of our priorities. We think that the student is going to lead, and we are looking at the whole child. It's a holistic method, and it's not only their brain that is that we need to develop, but also their body, their mind, and their different skills. And of course, the science, the arts, the mathematics, the social studies, the language, and PE subjects are taught, but they are combined to become an instrument to explore a theme, a problem, or a concept. So the teachers and the students collaborate to monitor, document, measure, report, and adjust their learnings. So the teacher is more like a coach. The learners are constructing meanings and to become international-minded actors in the world. So the actions are really important at BIS. So if after a unit, the children would like to organize a project, they are welcome to, and they are helped, of course, by the teachers. Of course, it's inquiry-based, but we are not going to inquire the same way in PYP 1 or EY and in PYP 5, of course. So there is like a graduation, like you can see in this swimming pool. Of course, the EY 1 and PYP 1, the lower grades, will the teacher is next to the child to inquire, and then there are more and more, they are freer and freer to inquire and to learn what they want and what they're interested into. So here is our program of inquiry. It's our curriculum. So as you can see, there are 6 themes that we need to see through the year. Who we are, where we are in place and time, how we express ourselves, how the world works, how we organize ourselves, and sharing the planet. Those are the 6 themes that we have to see through a year. However, in EY, they only see 4 units. Oopsie, sorry. As you can see also, in PYP 5, you can see the exhibition. The exhibition is the end of the school year, is at the end of the school year, and it's where the children are developing themselves by group, their own unit of inquiry. They are going to set up the central idea. The central idea is what they want to learn and what they want to understand. They are going to make a big project, and they are going to lead themselves a whole unit. Of course, they have mentors to help them. So how is a unit shaped? So mainly the central idea is developed by the homeroom teacher. The homeroom teacher is going to work with the French teacher and the specialist teacher, and they are going to lead and to create some learning experience, some formative assessment and summative assessment to be sure that the children understands the central idea. For example, how we express ourselves. The central idea is humans have many ways to express ideas, imagination, and emotion. So the homeroom teacher is going to think, okay, what am I going to teach in math, in English, in science, in social studies, in art, to be sure that they understand the central idea. The French teacher is going to think about also different activities in music too, and in PE too. And then they are going to construct and develop different activities to be sure that they understand the central idea. And usually, I think that in this unit of inquiry, the summative assessment in this unit will be the play of Peter and the Wolf. So the children are going to have a little a show in front of the parents. They are going to create the backgrounds. They are going to act. They are going to read the story. So as you can see, all of the subjects are all interlinked together to be sure that the students understand what they need to study. So I'm going to skip that one because it's a bit complicated to understand. But the activities, of course, they're. Oopsie, sorry. So the activities are, have different objectives. Sometimes it's an activity to tuning, then after that the kids are going to investigate, then they're going to organize what they understood, then they're going to communicate the way they decide to communicate, by a cycle, by a timeline, with a video, with a play. Then the teacher is going to evaluate. Then after the evaluation, the kids are going to reflect, the children are going to reflect themselves, and they are going to have also a reflection by the other students to be better next time. And that's how a unit should look like. Here is the schedule of PYP3. So as you can see in PYP, we have 4 hours of French. We have 1 hour of music and 2 hours of gymnastics. We also have an hour of workshops. It's where all the kids are divided in different groups to have fun activities with different teachers. That is the EY, an example of EY schedule. As you can see here, they have 1 hour of gym and 1 hour of music with Miss Catherine. So school hours, this year we begin at 8:30 and we end at 3:30. On Wednesday, it's a half day. As you can see, we have a bus service around Brussels. We have healthy snacks every day from PYP and EY, and we have also a hot lunch program. For the moment, we have some COVID rules, but we are still on campus for the moment, and the platforms that we're using are managed by CISO and Open Apply. So for the moment, we cannot do a lot of field trips. Now Belgium will be a bit more open to field trips, so I hope we can do it. And on campus, we have some extracurricular activities on Wednesday afternoon, and we have boxing and we have choir. Everything is on our website, and thank you for listening. Gloria, if you can show the PYP video.
Mark, it's on you, I think now.
Yes.
Middle school.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark, and I am the head of middle school and MYP coordinator here at Bogaerts International School. I will share my screen, and you shall hopefully be able to see the presentation. So, what you can see here is what we call the MYP wheel. In the middle, you have the IB learner profile. And the first ring around the student describes the features of the program that help students develop subject, disciplinary and interdisciplinary understanding. So the understanding of that topic and indeed of the relationship between different subjects. The approaches to learning, or ATLs as we call them, help students learn how to learn. And they do this by developing skills for research, critical and creative thinking, communication, collaboration and self-management. Key and related concepts help students explore the big ideas that matter, and we also have global context which helps students understand the relevance and importance of what they're studying, and they also help the students understand their shared responsibility of the planet. The second ring around the student describes some important outcomes of the program. Inquiry-based learning, where the onus is on the student to learn and discover through active student-led initiatives instead of just, for example, listening to a teacher, reading and regurgitating, information. This also results in student-initiated action, which may involve service within the community, and it ultimately culminates in the personal project, which is completed in the final year of the MYP, MYP5 or year 10 in our case. The personal project is an independent learning project, and it encourages the students to practice and strengthen these ATL skills which they've developed over the course of the 5-year program. It's a significant piece of work completed over a 6 to 7 month period of time, and it revolves around a challenge that motivates and interests the individual students. The current year 10s have now finished their final products and are now working on their written reports. Some examples of these you can see here. So over the years, we've had ones where, for example, a student has researched fashion over the 20th century and created a unique item of clothing from recycled clothes. We've also got another student who created and performed a Michael Jackson showcase. We have another student who created and then sold a magazine about dogs. There's another one where a student created an instructional stop motion film on stop motion, and then other ones like performing pop medleys or even writing a children's book on the importance of brushing one's teeth. Services action is also an important part of the middle years program. Action is learning by doing and finding out about the potential of one's self. Through this principled action, students make responsible choices and demonstrate ethical action. Service is a subset of this action. It's unpaid and ultimately is a voluntary exchange that has learning benefits for the students. Activities that we've done in the past, including events both inside and outside of the school in the local community. For example, we have an annual shoebox collection for children in need. We've also organized sports days, as you can see there. And we also pick apples from our apple orchard on our current South Campus, which we then press for juice, and then we sell to raise money for local organizations. Here we can see the courses that we currently offer in the 8 subject groups of our middle years program. The first one is language and literature. We currently offer English or French. For language acquisition, we have English, French, and Spanish. And in these classes, all students are split by ability. And the idea is that when they get fluent enough in the language, they can then merge to the French literature class. For Spanish, we also accommodate mother tongue. So we accommodate all levels of all 3 languages. Individuals and societies. So we have integrated humanities, which is a mixture of history and geography, and unique to Bogaerts International School, current affairs, where students are pushed in critical thinking, investigation, and research skills over current trends in all aspects of what's happening in the world. In mathematics, we have MIP 1 to 3, so the lower years of the middle years program. They're loosely split by ability, where the material covered is largely the same, but in the upper 2 years of MIP 4 and 5, we have standard and extended mathematics. So in MIP 4, the extended course is similar to the standard course, but we start to see more advanced aspects of some chapters. In MIP 5, extended mathematics is for students who are looking to study high-level mathematics in the diploma program. More information, of course, will be coming later. We also have digital design, I beg your pardon, and the arts, where we offer both visual and performing arts. In sciences, we have integrated science for lower MIP and 3 separate sciences for the upper MIP in years 4 and 5. And in physical and health education is the final subject group, where both theoretical and practical classes give students the perfect balance of physical and health education. We also make use of full-size football pitches and tennis courts a few minutes drive down the road of our South Campus, and we use a bus service for this. So there is a brief overview of our 8 subject groups. I'll briefly touch on subject choices. In MIP 1, 2, 3, and 4, all students follow all subjects in order to make sure that they have a strong enough breadth of the curriculum. In MIP 5, in order to best prepare them for the diploma program, students can choose to specialize in the sciences. So they can choose biology or physics, and then they can also choose chemistry or Spanish, which allows the students who are not so interested, shall we say, in the sciences, they can choose a 3rd language to study in more detail. We also have a choice of performing or visual arts, again, to allow the students to specialize before continuing this subject in their final 2 years in the diploma program. We also have non-curricular classes. So in this, we have advisory, which gives time for the homeroom teachers to spend time with the class and work on team building or other activities. Also, we also strengthen the approaches to learning that I mentioned earlier in these sessions as well. And the homeroom teachers are ultimately, they're the first point of contact for students and for parents too. They work with counseling and offering a bit of support, and also aid in the development of the students' academic skills. And then we also have what we call PSHE, which stands for Personal, Social, and Health Education. And in this subject, they study themes such as mental health, well-being, relationships, and sex. alcohol and drug culture, and other themes related to that. Alan will also be touching on this in his Wellbeing presentation in a bit. Obviously, in the MIP, it's not all about academics. We also have various festive events. As you can see here, we celebrate traditions such as Halloween and Christmas activities, and other celebrations such as non-uniform and pajama days, which also run as service activities by both middle years and diploma program students. And then finally, we also have school trips, COVID allowing, of course. It's been quite a while since we saw the French Alps, but yes, we usually have an annual school trip to the French Alps where we go skiing in January. We also have, for example, this MYP4 integrated humanities trip to Ypres and Flanders Fields, which coincides with the unit on the Great Wall, of course. So I will leave you there for now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat, and I will pass you on to Colin, I believe, for the diploma program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Colin, are you in the place? Ah, we have lost Mr. Sinclair.
Colin?
Yeah. Right. Okay. I will briefly share my screen and try and do a quick catch up. I'll give you a brief. So good afternoon. My name's Colin Sinclair. I'm the head of high school and the diploma program coordinator. I'm going to give you just a very brief introduction to the diploma program. Obviously, you're going to meet the teachers in the breakout rooms. And the first slide of the presentation, I will just briefly introduce the diploma program. The actual info session that I gave about a week ago is actually on the school's YouTube channel. So if you want further details for the diploma program, please check out our YouTube channel. So let me enable my slideshow, and I will share my screen. There we go. So the diploma program is the last step of the learning journey through the IB continuum. After the MYP, students enter the diploma program, and as you can see, it follows the same principles as both the PYP and MYP, but moves on and gives students more choice in what subjects they choose for the diploma program. The diploma program consists of 6 subject groups. And all students as part of the DP have to study 2 languages. So you have to choose a subject which is your mother tongue. We offer within school French language and English language as an A language, as a mother tongue. But we also have this wonderful option called school-supported self-taught, where students can study a host of languages. I imagine just about every language in the world. So far, we've had students study Vietnamese, Chinese, Italian, Dutch, to name but a few, Russian. So that's a really good way of keeping your mother tongue going. Group 2 is language acquisition, is actually learning a language. And within school, we offer the French, English, and Spanish. Our teachers will tell you a little bit more about that later. Group 3 is individuals and societies, or humanities, and we offer business, economics, history, and as you can see at the bottom and the top of Group 4, environmental systems and societies. As the name suggests, it's about the environment and how we as a society interact with the systems within the environment and what a big mess we're making of it all. You can choose that as either a Group 3, or you can choose it as your science. I suppose one would call it the least sciencey of the sciences, and your lab is outside in the environment. Group 4, we offer in addition to ESS, we offer the 3 lab-based, sciences, biology, chemistry, and physics. The teachers will tell you a little bit more later. And Gabby will tell you about the different maths. There's analysis and approaches, which we do at standard level and higher level, and applications and interpretations, which is only at standard level. The maths department will fill you in more about that in the breakout room. Then our last group, 6, is visual art. And if, like me, you're absolutely rubbish at visual art, you do have another option. It is possible to, if you don't like art, which art is a wonderful subject, and actually the only subject that isn't examined by exams in the IB, you can actually take a 3rd language, or you can take a second Group 3. So maybe you wanted to take business and history. Oh, something I've missed off that, and we didn't, is psychology. We actually offer psychology in Group 3 as well. So that's another option. So maybe you want to study business and psychology, because obviously there's a lot of psychology involved in business. And you can actually choose a second science if you wanted. The most common are biology and chemistry is paired together, as is physics and chemistry. What we don't allow is biology and physics. It's a rare combination. And unfortunately, the IB doesn't allow you to take 3 sciences. But if you really do love science, you can get a sneaky way of getting a 3rd science in. You could, for example, take biology, chemistry, and environmental systems and societies. So as head of the diploma program, I do the coordination with the teachers, and I help the students pastorally. And in the past, I've done some college counselling in helping the students move on into their future learning journeys after the diploma program. So that's a very quick whirlwind introduction to the diploma program. Hopefully we'll catch up a little bit. Like I say, you're going to meet the teachers in the breakout rooms, and the full presentation and my full explanation of the diploma program is on our YouTube channel. So check it out if you want more information. So that's me. Now, I think we might have...
Thank you. Sorry, I'll help you here. I think from there, we are going to introduce to Alan, our head of school. Alan? I think, I don't know if he can hear us. Otherwise, we can introduce Sylviane.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
I'm here. I wasn't
Alan.
allowed to unmute myself. I'm here. So, hello. Yeah, so principally next year, my focus will be on student well-being and pastoral care. So that's what I'm going to speak about today. So our student well-being system runs across the whole school from EY up into the DP program. And I work closely with Vero, Mark, and Colin in developing this. Our whole system is really closely related to the IB philosophy and to how academics are run in the IB. Essentially, what we do is we apply the same approach holistically. So we apply it to student well-being and to student care as well. So the best way to describe it would be that it's PBIS, which is an American-based philosophy that looks at kind of positive attitudes and positive growth with student behavior and with student well-being. And then we're very much, like we are in academics as well, it's very much geared towards a growth mindset philosophy. So this is a philosophy that's by a psychologist, Carol Dweck, which is all about the idea of self-improvement and focusing on progress rather than punishment in terms of the pastoral system. So what we're doing is we're aiming to help gear our students towards self-improvement, whatever that means to the individual. And then very much it's driven through empowerment and student agency. So as you see, this is at the heart of the PYP program, and it runs up through MYP and DP as well. It's very much that we're running towards students self-managing their behavior, reflecting on their behavior, and then we only really use consequences when they're deemed necessary. So generally, we always try and get the students to reflect, to understand what they've done wrong, and to give them opportunities towards making a positive impact on the community wherever possible. In every classroom, you'll find this paper, which is the responsible thinking process. So these questions are explicitly posted around the school, but it's also an implicit part of our teachers' discipline procedure and also their classroom management procedure. So essentially the purpose of these questions is to, in some ways, force the students to think. So if, for example, they're not focused on the lesson, if they're talking, if they're disruptive, the teacher will first employ these questions to kind of enable the student to think about their behavior and to self-correct. If a self-correction is impossible in the classroom, then we have other methods where students can be asked to come to the responsible thinking room, which is my office, and we can discuss the actions there. In extreme cases, of course, we do rely on traditional sanctions as well, such as detention and things such as this, but we generally try and avoid them and look more towards positive behaviors wherever possible. And we've had quite a lot of success over the years in doing this. So to comment on the reflective thinking room then, this is what happens after the process is done by the teacher, or if there's a serious breach of behavior. And then students may return to the lesson, they may remain in this room, but it is very much a place for reflection, and it's not a place for punishment. It's also a space that students can come if they feel like they need a moment outside of the class, if they feel the pressure is too much. And it's also a place that students often come if they are seeking help or support or something like this. If they're having an issue with another student, if there's a case of negative behaviors or anything like this, students are free to come and discuss it, and then we look for resolution together also. As well as this, we have a support system in place. So part of that is the teachers themselves, the heads of section, Mark, Vera, and Colin. It's also Sylviane, who you'll meet in a moment, and we work quite closely on students that have learning support needs. And then additionally to that, on campus as well, we have Christine, who's our youth coach, and she works with students who are struggling academically. And then we have Kayla, who's our school counselor, who helps with students who are having struggles with their emotions or their or things like this. We're also in the process of compiling a list of external psychologists and things that we can recommend for our students. We know that the COVID pandemic has had a major impact on a lot of people's mental health, and this is especially so for children and young people. So we are aiming to produce a very broad system of support for these students to seek the help that they need. And additionally, Christine is also a native French speaker. So we're able to offer support in both French and English in this way. So they have their own office hours. This is the office hours for this year. These might change next year, but as you see, our aim is to have at least one person available every day if the students need it. And if neither Christine or Kayla are available, then my office is also open for students if they need somebody to speak to. As Mark mentioned, in the MYP, we're aiming to make major changes to our pastoral and our student wellbeing system through PSHE. So this year, there's been a team of us working on developing a curriculum to promote student well-being. We're also working with an international company called Neo Educate, who have an online platform with a great deal of useful resources for students. And this allows students to embark in self-study as well, which can be quite effective, especially since some of these issues are quite sensitive. So students might prefer to research it themselves. And then this platform provides useful educational materials as opposed to a Google search where the students could find things that were not appropriate. So it's also, this is our kind of starting point. And then from here, we're going to move outwards into the PYP and the DP also. Since the early kind of teenage years of where students tend to go through the most dramatic changes psychologically, this is why we've decided to begin here and then move towards the older and younger students from there. The Class Dojo is a system that we've implemented this year. So in the past, my predecessor set up a system of gotchas. It's a reward system, and now from this year we're using the Class Dojo app. So we're still rolling it out to parents and things, but essentially the students will receive points from teachers for doing any of the IB learner profile attributes. So again, it's very tightly linked to the curriculum. It's very tightly linked to what they're expected to do academically. So as you can see, balanced, caring, communicators, open-minded, principles, these traits are the traits that underpin the whole IB philosophy and curriculum. So students gain these points, and then we're working on a system for rewards for classes if they can achieve a certain number. But this is something that's currently ongoing. And then just to show you the Neo Educate home screen. So each student has their own individual avatar that they can rotate through, and they can search for things as well. So again, this is intended to bolster what we're already providing in the school to ensure the students have as broad a series of options for support that they can. And then just this year as well, we've installed a study room that's staffed at all times of the day. So for DP students, this can be a silent place that they study. We also have many places around the school where the DP students can optionally study independently, but this is a space where it's always staffed. So therefore students can be ensured they have a private, quiet space to work. And MYP students can also use it if they need to catch up on a missed assessment or something like this. And then if students are struggling to manage their emotions in the classroom, it can also be a place that they can go for this. And that's it from me. Thank you very much. And
thank you, Alan.
Let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now I would like to introduce to Sylviane, and she's our learning support coordinator. Sylviane is for you. Hello, Sylviane, are you there?
There's no more support.
I think she may have an issue.
By the way, I wanted to add that obviously with the COVID, we have these virtual open house, but if you want to visit the campus live, it's also possible. So you can take appointment with Gloria. Sometimes it may be myself, but it's going to be after school. So it's a bit of pity because sometimes the parents, they want to see the school when it's alive. But as we all know, there's a little issue around.
Okay. So because the PTA is not ready, and Sylviane, I don't think she's needed.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
okay. My
Hi, hello.
Sorry.
Sylviane.
No, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Sorry, my microphone was blocked.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, good
Go
afternoon.
ahead.
My name is Sylviane. I'm going to share my screen. Okay.
Sylviane, we're running a bit out of time.
I'll be short. I'll be short. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So let's talk about learning support. So BIS is an inclusive school. We welcome all the students and their different learning abilities and approaches, and we do as we can to help them in their learning, using differentiation, putting in place accommodations, helping them, accompanying them as much as we can. Some of our students come to our school with little or no knowledge of English, and so we put in place an accelerated course of English in order to help them to follow all the classes, since all the subjects are taught in English. They are in small groups, and a special attention is put on acquiring the vocabulary needed for the core subjects: science, math, humanities, and so on. We also have students with very specific learning challenges. In order to help them in their learning, we build for them an IEP. We collect the documentation that the parents provide us. We analyze it to know what the needs are, and we put in place the accommodations according to the professionals' recommendations. We follow up with the teachers, we give feedback to the parents, and we track the students' progress along the year. We also organize general support classes to help the students who are struggling for different reasons. It can be language, but it can be also learning challenges. To catch up, so we help them to catch up with the core subjects. The students receive personalized attentions. They are in small groups with an experienced teacher. And in addition, we have an external speech therapist that comes to school and works with some of our students who have dyslexia or dyscalculia. So I think this is it. If I can stop sharing. In case you have additional questions, please contact me or put your questions on the Padlet. Thank you very much.
Great. I would like to introduce to James until now with Extracurricular. James, are you there? Please unmute.
Yes.
There he is. Hello, James.
Yes,
How
I'm
are
here.
you?
Very fine. So very quickly, I'd first like to turn everyone's attention to a chat I'm going to be sending with 3 important web links. The first is a direct link to the Bogaerts After School Wednesday STEAM workshops. And the second is my email. And the third is just a little bit about our program in general. So I run the Bogaerts After School Wednesday program for the primary students PYP 1 through PYP 5 each Wednesday. This includes a in-curriculum science workshop for PYP 4 and PYP 5, and also includes after-school activities from 12:30 to 4:30. And I'm going to share my screen and direct you now to our website. And specifically, I want to highlight the STEAM for Kids after-school activities for PYP 1 through 3. This combines science exploration, arts and crafts, and organized outdoor and indoor athletic activities for the students. It runs from 12:30 to 15:30 every Wednesday. Our second program is for years PYP 4 and 5, the 4th and 5th graders. This too runs from 12:30 to 15:30 and combines mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical computers, and an introduction to coding, as well as multi-sport athletic activities every Wednesday again. Please visit the website, which I sent to you in a message. Write to me or Gloria if you have further questions and you'd like to register your children in this program. Gloria?
Thank you very much. So I actually going to share with you quickly a video of the PTA. It's only a 2-minute video, so you can get an idea of what they do. And maybe Vasilis, which is our PTA coordinator, can be in the background introducing himself and talking to you a little bit about it. We have 2 minutes of PTA, so here it is. Vasilis, are you there?
Nope.
No? Okay, we'll play the video anyhow. So we have a nice parents-teacher association, and I will do the welcome to the PTA, their mission, how it works, the activity they've done during the last year, the program, and useful information. So it is an extension of BIS and aims to support and implement the vision of BIS and the core values to the greater community. They believe in a learning community that involves the entire family, where we feel home away from home. The PTA facilitates parental participation in the school. This is achieved through seasonal activities, fundraising, social events, and investment to improve the school's facilities. So we can see here what it consists. So we have a PTA board that have a school coordinator, which is Mr. Vasilis. Vasilis, are you there? Maybe you can say hello. No?
Hello.
Hello. There he is. Hi.
Yeah, the system just threw me out.
No problem.
Hi.
Thank you so much. If you can take it from here.
Sure. The PTA is, first of all, I'm Vasilis. Hello, everyone. The PTA is the association that works along the school, and it's an entity by itself, and it helps the school organize many events. It also assists the school into organizing charities and to actually implement the life of students, to help the life of students be more fun, and to integrate all these IB philosophy, linking the community with the learning environment. The PTA contributes a lot into the development of the skills of the students by assisting them in sports activities, in for example, here we see the Halloween event and other celebrations that we have throughout the year. The PTA works closely with the coordinators through with the teachers and the coordinators, of course, through putting relevant celebrations with the units of inquiry and with the charities and all these fundraisers that the PTA organizes. They raise funds in order to reinforce the school's facilities and to reinforce the campus as well in different ways, like supporting the musical equipment for the music department, buying a 3D printer for the design class, and support as they can. We have social events coming up in the continuation of the year, like the Brocan and the Wine and Cheese event. However, all of these it depends on the COVID restrictions. The PTA also helped to organize our library and to catalog all the books. And you can log in on our WhatsApp community, or you can check our blog for more details. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And now we would like to introduce Rafael. Rafael Angel will be our pedagogical director in the North Campus, and he will have a few things to share with you. Rafael, to you.
Thank you, Gloria. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to have a moment to introduce myself. I'm very happy to join Bogaerts International School, the whole team, having already interacting with the team for nearly 2 months. And it's a very exciting moment for the school. I am from Mexico. So if you like the food, I am also a very good chef, people say. So stick around and I'm gonna show you some Mexican flavors here in Belgium itself. I have had the pleasure and the opportunity to work in my home country, in Argentina, in the USA, in Jordan, in India, in China, and most recently in the United Arab Emirates. I have had a very interesting journey and being guided by very, very impressive people in my experience as an educator, also as a program coordinator, and as a teaching and learning director. So basically, I have had the opportunity to play and to serve as one of the people that contribute to making a program happen. My mother tongue is Spanish. I also speak English, French, Italian, Chinese, and I am currently learning Dutch. So I like to feel like an IB student, and I like to model what it means to be an IB learner for the students. And this is also a good way for me to relate to them. I value learning overall. I am a teacher by trade, and I believe that effective and meaningful learning shapes all stakeholders, not only students, but also parents, teachers, and everyone that has something to do with the school community. In order to do so, I also believe that belonging is important in order to develop ownership. This means that we need to feel that we are part of a family. And this is one of the things that I like to invest a lot of, and so that everybody contributes, so that every contribution is acknowledged, and so that we all work together and grow together. I also believe in kindness, in patience, and discipline. I believe that they are 3 traits that shape exemplary citizens. And I like the way that they also connect to the IB learner profile attributes. Because we are in the 21st century, I believe that learning needs to cross the wall of the classroom. I am an advocate for pushing children to think, to do, and learn beyond the walls of the classroom. I am an advocate for showcasing what our learners, what your children, what our students do in the classroom outside. And I am a believer in giving students a platform for sharing what they do with the world. Because if we keep it in the classroom, then it just becomes part of the decoration of the school. Whenever you see me around Brussels or in the school, of course, you can talk to me about education. I'd be more than happy to exchange insights with you, but we can also talk about food. We can also talk about cinema. We can also talk about clowns. I am a big fan of clowns. I am a big advocate for the clown strategy for public speaking and for social engagement. So if that is something that also attracts you, please come and we'll share some insights. And I am a lover of concerts as well. This is where I look forward to seeing you. I am going to be part of a team that will shape part number 2 of the Bogaerts International School Experience. This is just a new building. We're going to take the philosophy, we're going to take the experiences, we're going to take the achievements, and we're going to extend them. And we're going to use all the spaces that this new building offers us to design learning that will shape your children, that will shape our teachers, that will shape you as parents. There will be a space for you too to return to school and learn alongside with us. So in a few words, I can't wait for the doors of our new campus to open. to welcome you and to learn alongside with you and from you. But in the meantime, you can also find me in the South Campus, where I would be very happy to spend a few minutes with you talking about everything that means to be a learner. Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you. So I'm opening the breakout rooms now, and you are invited to choose which one you want to go to. We'll have early years and primary. We'll have MYP and diploma program. And there, all of the teachers will be presenting and run you through what they're doing in Bogaerts International School. So please, breakout rooms are now open, and you can just go and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you.
Breakout rooms. Maybe I should stay here if people have questions. Here I am.
Okay, going well.
It's quieter when you mute everybody.
If anybody is having problems or don't know how to, you can let me know and I can send you to the rooms as well. So
Bottom right of your screen, breakout rooms, you click on it and you choose. Primary, middle school, high school.
Oh.
Can people unmute themselves, Gloria?
No, apparently not.
That's a problem.
I don't know why.
Question from Mary here about homeworks. Where is the link? It's not a link, OJ. It's breakout rooms. On your screen on the bottom right, you have breakout rooms and you click on that one, and so you can go either in early years, primary, middle school, high school. For Mary, the homework, it increases with the more and more you get closer to the last 2 years of the program. You obviously have sometimes more homeworks. Yes. Unfortunately, there's exams. It's very important. We try to limit these homeworks as much as we can. So, you know, I think I can actually unmute you myself. I can ask to unmute. I cannot, Mary, I cannot unmute you.
Okay, no, I can send people because they put the programs that they're interested. So I am assigning them to the right classrooms. Okay, here we go.
Ashley cannot go to the breakout room.
Ashley, where would you like to go to?
What are my choices? Okay. Or you cannot talk, but you can write, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Primary, middle school, or high school to start with? Middle school.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Talk over there.
Thomas. Thomas is middle school.
Where is the famille Garon? Okay, they have been. VJ, maybe you would like us to send you to one of these breakout rooms? Can you please put me in MYP? Are you on it? And I believe do it myself.
I have sent her, David.
Okay, it's here to MYP. You're on it.
I still got 3 families.
It's here you can send to
MYP. BJ Power is to which class? Where?
No, there's Mary is no.
Mary is where? Itzer NYP. Okay. We still have two families. Alice, where would you like to go?
You cannot unmute people, Gloria. That's a bit.
No, I think Mark did that. I don't know how to.
That's really strange.
Merty, where would you like to go? Merty or Mary?
I think we can talk now.
Alice.
Good afternoon, Miss Gloria. Actually, I have a question for you.
Okay, hi.
Sorry. I asked on Padlet and they told me I had to ask to you about possibilities for scholarships.
Oh, that maybe we can talk about it in a private Zoom call. What do you think?
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, you just send me an email and then we arrange a one-on-one discussion.
Okay, I will do that. I received your email on Padlet, so I will be able to.
Fantastic. And do you want me to send you to a breakout room and primary, secondary?
Maybe the middle school?
Middle school? Okay, I will send you there with Mark. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
I'm checking Padlet. It seems to be up and running. There's still a few families here. I don't know if they can unmute themselves since Alice could. Can you? Oh, Itziar. So can you send Itziar to PYP?
Yeah, but he's supposed to be. Where is he? There we go. It's going to PYP now. Yeah. Fantastic.
It's okay.
Yeah, now everybody is going to the breakout rooms. That's great.
Okay, there's just 3 of them, or there's no.
So I'm going to try and see MYP. I hope I can come back to the main room. I made you a co-host, so hopefully we won't have any problems of.
Sure.
And Alan, okay, someone just fell out. Did I make you co-host? I make you co-host too, just in case. If I make you co-host and I fall out, then you will carry on with the Zoom call, right? I'm a bit scared of leaving and then not being able to come back.
No, I think that as long as one of us stays here, the call stays on, Gloria. Only when you end
I'll stay here. You can go and have a look.
Oh, I'm too scared. Maybe I'll do it on my phone.
Do you want me to go to a group or do you want me to stay here?
Maybe have a look at these groups. I stay here, and we should maybe let these families know about when the next meeting is going to be, Gloria, for the North, only then North Campus, but yes.
We have one new message. I have too much noise around me. Thanks for answering.
I don't know, maybe we can, okay, I'll figure that one. Okay, Mary has too much noise. Children, huh? That's why I'm in school now. There's too much noise at my home as well.
The all houses should be equipped with a panic room right now, for every time that people have to do Zoom calls.
Yeah, we need space. That's the good thing in Brussels. It's usually easier to get space. I mean,
we still have 3 families here that are not going to any breakout rooms. And Vero just came out. I think she's having problems. Vero. Vero?
Yeah.
Aren't you doing the presentation on PYP?
But, yes, but again, I had the problem with my computer, so I had to.
Okay.
In the classrooms. So it's also a really nice opportunity to have them there, because then we can get them to work in smaller groups with other children who need it, to either extend them or to support them in their learning as well.
Okay, I am actually able to come here and to do the presentation of the video that we
You're gonna save us.
Yes, sorry.
No, it's okay. It happens.
You just bear with me 1 minute. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Gloria.
So every year, Bogaerts International.
Can you
Again.
hear well?
Yeah.
I'm Miss Phoebe.
Maybe we could skip it forward a little bit to the part we were up to, because otherwise we are going to lose time, I think, aren't we?
EY1 and EY2. Yeah, we've merged them together. So we have a group of 25 students currently registered, but of course, not every day all the group is together. So we have early years 1 and early years 2, and we divide them.
Sorry.
We work together in the circle.
Where were you before?
And we need to divide them to work.
They were just about to enter the 2 rooms at the back of the EY classroom.
Entering the circle room.
Yeah.
With a range of resources.
Okay, look, I'll go to the early years.
So part of the weekly schedule is that the children also have music once a week, where we have the music teacher come in and do some music activities and dancing activities with them. And they also have gym once a week, where we also have a specific gym teacher for that. And then during the day, every day, there's 2 times a day where they go outside for some recreation time and get to explore with the nature outside as well. So thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed the EY1 and EY2 class. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to EY3. My name is Laura McConaughey. I'm a trained teacher from the UK. This is my 3rd year of teaching and my 1st year at Bogaerts, and I've worked in education for 10 years.
Hello, my name is Nandini Tenakun, and I'm new to teaching. I am the teaching assistant in EY3, and I joined at the beginning of September this year.
Okay, so we're going to show you what a typical day in EY3 is like. So in the morning, the children come up here and we have a selection of activities, arts and crafts, Play-Doh activities, activities to enhance their coordination, like finger gym and things like that, and handwriting. Then we go into our lovely circle room downstairs and we do circle time, introductions. We talk about days of the week, the timetable, any news or any events that's going on, and also the weather and seasons and things like that. And then we have a session where we do phonics. We have a jolly phonics scheme. So we introduce the children to sounds, and then we split off into groups, so we help them with their individual support to any sounds that they may need support with. And then we sit down all together and we go through our Jolly Phonics books, and we look at letter formation and putting words together. Then we have snack time and playtime, and then we usually do some maths activities between playtime and lunchtime. So usually mathematical inquiry activities where the children get a chance to explore with a range of resources, blocks, Rubik's cubes, conkers, all kinds of materials to really consolidate their number bonds and their understanding of numbers. Then we have lunchtime. We're really lucky we have a lot of space here in EY, so we have lunch together in here, and then we go outside for playtime, and then in the afternoon we have a session, World Around Us, which is our real inquiry time, where we get to, children get to explore lots of different topics and find out lots of things from around the world, and then we get ready for home time and we have story time. So Miss Nandini, I don't know if you would like to talk us through the current inquiry.
Yes, so we have 4 units of inquiry. We follow the IB program. So at the moment we've covered 2. Each unit will last roughly about 10 weeks. The first unit we've already done, which was how we organise ourselves, and our central unit was human create systems to organise themselves. So the children started the year finding out ways of organising themselves within their school, and then we went on to see how the organisation expands outside of the school community into the outside world. So they explored all the different communities and the community helpers. And then finally, they are assessed on a mini project they have to do, where they have to build a community themselves in groups of 3 or 4. And they will build their own community using materials like cardboard or construction paper, Lego, Caplas, anything they want. And then we will ask them what they understood about the inquiry. At present, we're actually doing celebrations. That's our second unit, which is coming to an end shortly. And in this unit, we talk about how we express ourselves. So we talk about the different cultures and traditions around the world. We are an international school, so we have wonderful children from all over the world, and they're able to tell us different celebrations they had in their home or outside of their home. And then of course we do some creative activities. So we had a child talking about South Africa, so we did some houses, traditional houses from South Africa, and then we did some Middle Eastern children who celebrated Eid, and so we had some mosaic artwork that we did with the children, and we did some other celebrations like Diwali, and then this was about Children's Day in Turkey, and then we have sort of books, and we have explore through also through film. If children have stories, they bring things in and show us, so we have show and tell. So basically we keep exploring this, and then at the end of this particular unit they will actually be grouped up again, and this time they will they will actually form their own traditions. So they will take bits from different countries, different cultures that they've learned, and they will create their own culture. So that will be their assessment at the end of this particular unit. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to PYP1. So my name is Holly Simpson. I'm an Australian trained teacher. I've been working in teaching for the past 12 years. I've worked in the UK using the British curriculum. I've worked in the Netherlands using the European curriculum. I've worked here in Brussels for I think around seven years now using the IPC, the British curriculum again, and this is my second year in Bogaerts using the IB curriculum. So I'm just going to show you what a day in PYP looks like. This is the timetable that we follow. So normally we have a lot of inquiry-based activities. The children have French 4 times a week for 1 hour. They have 2 sessions of gym. They have music once a week, and we do workshops on a Wednesday afternoon. During the inquiry time, we try and link that as much as we can to our unit of inquiry. We have 6 different units of inquiry that we cover throughout the year. And we incorporate all the areas about their learning in there: maths, language, reading, writing, science, art, etc., etc. And we try and link it as much as we can to the unit of inquiry. Here I've got some of the work the children do. So every morning they come in and they practice writing their name in cursive. They also have cursive handwriting booklets that they use to improve their handwriting. They have weekly spelling, and I give them differentiated words based on their level of ability or possibly their language skills if they're a new language learner in the English language. Here I've got some examples of their travel journal. So they do a travel journal, which includes all the work that they've done for our unit of inquiry. So our first unit of inquiry was how we organize ourselves. And there's some things in there that they've completed so they can showcase their work. This comes home at the end of the term. to show to their parents. And then we've got a different unit of inquiry, our second unit of inquiry, which is how we, who we are. We are part of a team, so we've been doing lots of team-based, working together collaboratively activities. So that's a way that they can showcase their inquiry-based learning. Over here we have the Jolly Phonics scheme, which is what we use to teach them how to read. So we do a daily practice of learning all of the, or recapping all of the sounds of the English language, and they work through these workbooks independently, trying to remember the sounds, learn the sounds, read the sounds, and we have some lovely books as well that are linked to each of the levels of the books that they read with me as often as they can or independently by themselves. They also have a folder which has all their mathematical work in there. So we use the Singapore scheme of maths. And I kind of pick and choose the chapters that I think will scaffold their learning as best as I can. So we started not with addition, that's in the wrong order, but we started with numbers to 20, went on to number bonds, addition. We've looked at shapes, and we'll go on to look at a range of other things in maths as well, telling the time, using length and scales for weight and things like that. Over here, I can show you, we have every morning we come in, we do the days of the week, the month, the season, and the weather. We look at the date on the calendar, we write the date together so they get to learn how to tell the date and write it in words and in numbers. And here I have a visual timetable, which is really good, especially for our EAL non-English speakers, so they have a visual understanding of what we're going to be doing for the day, and we do that together every morning and have a quick chit chat about what we're going to do during the day. So I think I've covered most of everything. Yes, unfortunately I took down our last unit yesterday. We finished our unit, who we are part of a team yesterday, and we've just started our new unit, how we express ourselves. And we're focusing on the way humans have many ways to express their ideas, imagination, and emotions, looking mostly at the arts. So visual arts, music, dance, poetry, theatre, stories. One of the children actually came up with architecture, and I said, yeah, for sure, architecture is a way you can express an idea or an imagination that you have. So we will start looking at more into that as the next 6 weeks go ahead. And so we end up putting all of the things that we do on there, so it's a nice reminder of what they've looked at, what they've enjoyed, and what they've learned throughout the unit.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my class. I'm Ioana Futsikou. Originally, I come from Greece. I'm the homeroom teacher of PYP 2. This is my third year teaching at Bogaerts. Prior to that, I taught in Sudan. I served as a PYP 4 homeroom teacher and the supervisor of the PYP team. And before that, I taught in Greece for 3 years in various public and private schools. This is my class. At Bogaerts, we applied the IB system. As you can see, this is my unit of inquiry wall, which is consisted of all the essential elements of the PYP, the transdisciplinary theme, the key concepts, the central idea, the lines of inquiry, the ATL skills, and the learner profiles. As you can see, our current unit is related to energy. So students starting their unit by expressing their prior knowledge through various activities. Two characteristics of them was the bathtub activity, where students express their first thoughts by responding in various questions. For example, where do we get energy from, or how can we create energy, or how and where can we use energy. Also, as you can see, they drew their perception of the term of energy. Those are also some of their first ideas. And this is the first step of our unit of inquiry cycle, the tuning in part. By this moment, the interesting part of our teaching and learning process starts, where students start learning by searching, asking questions, and using their prior knowledge to their unit of inquiry. The PYP program is a transdisciplinary program where all subject teachers integrate their subjects to our unit of inquiry. We have music, we have French, we also have PE. So all subjects are integrated to our unit of inquiry. We also use for our reading, we use many resources, we use many books for reflection, for practicing, for asking questions, for exercising, and to have a more interactive and fun lesson in our class. We use many board games, mainly in the lower primary. Those are also some books that we use for our reading, so students enhance their reading fluency. And we also use the EPIC application, which is a part of our online learning. Also for mathematics, we use many manipulatives, as you can see, such as concept cards, clocks, patterns, either science or social studies. Also here, if you can see, we have a board game that is related to energy. We have some equipment that is related to electricity. That was it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next year at Bogaerts. Thank you and take care.
Hello, my name is Victoria McLean and I'm the PYP3 teacher at Bogaerts. I'm a professional musician and school teacher and have been teaching in schools for about 24 years. I was trained in the UK and worked in British schools before moving to Belgium in 2008. Since then, I have worked in several international schools as a music teacher, primary and secondary teacher, working with children from early years right through to high school. Bogaerts is my third IB international school. So as the Year 3 teacher, through our units of inquiry, I teach about the human body, local communities, world music, peace and unity in society, famous explorers, and Indigenous peoples from around the world. In each unit, we cover a wide range of language and mathematical skills, as well as connecting with history, geography, social studies, and the arts. In Year 3, the children start to be a lot more independent. They can write by themselves, they are starting to read chapter books, and they begin to understand more complex subject matter in general. In my class, we work in differentiated groups, individually and as a whole class. And sometimes we have small projects which can be artistic or more academic. Students work with our specialist teachers for music once a week, PE twice a week, and French every day. I teach an art and design lesson once a week, and often the kinds of activities we do are linked to the units of inquiry. As in all the classes, literacy is very important, as it underpins so much of the work we do in school. Therefore, we work very, very hard on developing strong reading and writing skills. This also includes spelling, handwriting, reading comprehension, and creative writing. At this age, the students are generally starting to demonstrate more fluency in reading, and they begin to read a wide range of texts from our library and from our online resources, where they have access to a large range of reading material that is appropriate for their age and reading level. Reading comprehension is, of course, very important, and comprehension skills are developed through regular practice and guided reading group work. In writing, we explore different writing genres such as letter writing, story writing, and keeping a journal where they reflect on their learning experiences. As they progress through the year, they become much more independent writers and learn to use a dictionary and a thesaurus as part of the writing process. They are encouraged to expand their vocabulary through a variety of reading resources and then apply their words to their own writing. In handwriting, the students are taught to write in a cursive style, and gradually they begin to apply this to their daily writing. In my class, the students have a weekly spelling quiz and maths quiz. It's important that they can manipulate numbers both mentally and in a written form. So I encourage my students to practice number bonds, times tables, and to solve real-life number problems on a regular basis. In numeracy, the students are working on addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with whole numbers up to 10,000 and beyond. We work on times tables, being able to add and subtract easily, and aim to develop a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts. A large part of the year is devoted to the understanding of fractions and decimals, equivalent fractions, adding and subtracting fractions, and converting fractions to decimals. We also cover other areas such as measurement, time, shape, and space. In maths, I encourage my students to explain their thinking so that they can demonstrate their understanding of the mathematical processes and not just give an answer. We also have a lot of fun in our class. The children enjoy games and workshops, and we have many happy moments to celebrate in PYP3.
My name is Mr. Arturo, and I would like to talk to you not only about what we do in PYP4, but what we do in IB in general, because some of you might be asking, oh, is the IB for my child or not? What is really important to understand is that in IB we cover all the subjects, but with a different way, with a different approach. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit. In PYP4, and like every other primary class, we do have a little bit of a schedule that you probably heard from other teachers. But I want to go and explore a little bit this inquiry-based. So some of you might think, oh, if my child's going to be researching all day, where is going to learn their maths, their English? So I want to show you that we do some more formal work, a little bit like in the old style, like British system. We do, but we incorporate it in a reflection of how we apply those things, skills. For example, data. We researched about the world's largest producers of resources to make products, because we were looking into the economic cycle of produce around the world. We worked with laptops, ice cream, games, and clothing, and jelly beans. So we looked where they are produced, which countries are the biggest producers, and we use our data handling knowledge to exhibit that. And in English, if you follow me, you will see that we were looking about things around the world, how celebrations are made. Based on that, children create their own stories, and they are retelling traditional tales from their countries in English. So we're looking at how you describe. So adjectives, adverbs, verbs, nouns, like you would do in any other system. But through their curiosity, through their inquiry and research and the knowledge that they already have, they're writing a whole new story. Some of them are rewriting a version of Ali Baba, some are writing a version of the birth of Krishna and Vishnu, some are writing different versions of Rapunzel lost in the Amazon forest. And this is how we look at things in the IB. Now, the PYP4, the day is set in different ways. So we do have a timetable, and today is quite a busy day because they have a bit of maths. Day 5 is when they look at their literacy skills, reading, spelling, communicating in English, music. They will have French, and as it's Friday, we all need a little bit of chill time and enjoy. So I give them 25 minutes of golden time. And this is how Fridays go, but every day is a different day in the IB. And we try to work with a set of specific skills. Being a caring person, a principled person, you're being ethical, balancing your academic knowledge, your physics knowledge, maths, English, science, running around, thinking, open-minded people, thinking outside the box, thinking and reflecting on what they do, curiosity, resilience, not being afraid to take risks. Communicate. We need to communicate what we find. We need to trust what we already know. We are knowledgeable people, and we want to learn even more. and reflect in our journey. And this is are the skills that we want the children to have in the IB program. I really hope you've enjoyed this. I want you to make sure to be completely certain that your children here will learn as it will learn in any system. The IB is not different. It is just, I think, fun, really. And I think children love it. And if you've got any more questions, don't hesitate. Thank you very much.
My name is Vasilis Yosifidis. I'm the PYP 5 home teacher of Bogaerts International School here in Brussels. I have 5 years of teaching experience in the IB. I worked in Sudan for 2 years, and now I'm here for the 3rd year. So I'm going to explain to you how the lesson is done with PYP 5. So everything starts from the IB mission statement, because we follow the philosophy the IB fosters, and inquiry means research. As you will see around, all the students have their electronic devices for inquiry. And inquiry and research is in all subject areas. That's why the PYP is a transdisciplinary program, which means it goes through the disciplines. We will start with our transdisciplinary themes, since all the PYP classrooms, all the PYP years, they have 6 transdisciplinary themes based on which we focus our central ideas, as you will see there in the unit of inquiry wall. In every unit, we use the essential elements, which is the learner profiles and the key concepts and the APL skills. A brief review about what they are is that with the key concepts, we formulate questions, the students formulate questions that will drive the inquiry according to the lines of inquiry that we establish at the beginning of every unit. Then we try to formulate learning engagements with the students and according to their interests, prior knowledge and experience, and we motivate them to enhance the ATL skills that they need to use them, the approaches to learning, and that they need to use them and develop them in order to become IB learners. As you will see, the approaches to learning, they cover all the major aspect areas of how an individual develops and will become a global citizen when they grow up. To be respectful, to be open-minded, to be communicators with other cultures and nations. So how the lessons are done, it differs according to what the students want to know and what the students want to learn. So that is why we have differentiation in all the activities according to the levels of the students and to the likes that they have according to the individual. We have many resources that we use for learning, except for the internet, of course, which is one major search engine. We also have books and various literacy sources that we have in our library, and they cover all genres, from non-fiction to fiction. For example, here you see that we have some books about space, since our unit is about space and universe. We also want to see how the students collaborate together. That is why we make use of alternative activities, that they foster the IB philosophy and they collaborate together in order to prove that they understood what they researched about. Last but not least, the most important thing that we do in PYP 5 is reflection, since whenever we inquire, we need to do something about what we find. Then we share what we learned and we reflect on what we learned, or where we should work more the next time. And of course, in PYP 5, we have the PYP exhibition, which is a culmination of the PYP, where the students, they demonstrate their understanding of all the essential elements and they express themselves according to the transdisciplinary theme that they will be working on. They will create their own unit of inquiry, they will collaborate together, and they will have a celebration by the end of the PYP. Thank you.
Great.
Yes, here we are. Okay, now it's time for your questions. I I don't know when I disappeared. I had some problems with my computer. Did Nando had his answer about how do we do? So what your question is?
So that's all right.
Hello.
Hey. So you know all the students, and that's important to keep that you know the students. I have to admit that I do not know all the students in early years, but still.
But we also need to be able to help them understand how learning works, not just how science works, but how learning works, how the brain works. And in this regard, we need to be able to apply emphasis on the top right-hand side, retrieval practice, being able to space their learning and interweave it. Be on the bottom right, be able to adopt collaborative and social interaction in order to enhance the ability to learn. Now, on the left side, I'm highlighting how we go about, or how I've been going about implementing these different facets of learning. So at the top, we have create goal structure. We have entry and exit tickets where students have to demonstrate via Google form what they know and what they've learned. We, of course, already talked about the tailored internal assessments and extended essays. We have scaffolding sessions on after school and on weekends to ensure that everybody has an equal chance to not only have a handle of the content, but also skills. And this year, I'm implementing what's known as the CK12 adaptive practice. And in here, we have differentiation in the moment. We have the ability to ensure that students can enter a topic at various levels, and they go from the beginning level through exploring, developing, proficient, and then mastery level. Fantastic. Having that deep understanding of the concept and along with its application. Another facet, intrinsic social and content motivation is coupled with extrinsic motivation. I will come to that topic in a little later, but it's defined by a platform that's been devised by Harvard University known as Perusal. And then how do students draw meaning of all this and how is it applied to society? I mean, that is the ultimate goal, to have informed students that can address challenges that we all face. And for that, we had the program 2030 Oceans Odyssey. If you wish to have more details about this program, feel free to check online the bulletin, which is a new service, and type in 2030 Ocean Odyssey. And you will see that students were really motivated to figure out what are the exact challenges of the bodies of water in our planet. And so they came up with a program in collaboration with the European Commission. And it was a fantastic learning experience. But of course, that learning experience has to be based on evidence. And so for that, 15-year-olds had access to my expertise. And so we actually delved into review papers, peer-reviewed journals that actually were authored by scientists from known universities. And so I was able to tailor that information so that a student that just came out of middle school has a handle on what the actual scientific facts are, and embrace those facts and try to renew them and create something meaningful that can be put into a document as I detailed a moment ago. So as the final slide, I'm just going to access 3 different links, a few seconds of each link, just to give you a flavor of the possibilities that exist.
Meet eGlass Fusion, the included eGlass software for PC and Mac. eGlass Fusion blends your face and physical ink writing with your digital content, all thanks to Media Play. Media Play allows you to access any digital content, no matter the file type or location, and seamlessly integrate it in or lessons without any modification.
Okay, so I have access to this technology, and so all the visual cues are made available to the student because the student is looking at the teacher. The teacher is not writing on the board, and the teacher is looking at the back of the student's head. There's that face-to-face contact. So it's a lovely tool. I'm now going to switch over to the next link. Yes, it's working. So I'm going to take a few seconds with CK12 platform. Okay, I have to go to slideshow and return. Here we go.
I think the big benefit for me with CK12 in the classroom is the ability to differentiate instruction. The practice has become more adaptive. Challenges the students to their level. I think I had a student earlier talk about how it's kind of adjusted to her and it kind of keeps her engaged. And then also too, it helps me kind of see where these students are at.
I like the practice because I like learning independently, and the videos really explain well, and him going over it just helps tie everything together.
The real-time feedback.
Okay.
Practice and kind of work the way.
Can we
so students set goals for their learning, the teacher set up the conditions for all the available resources, which 10 different kids in one class may take 10 different paths and approach the resources in CK12 in 10 different ways.
The level of engagement with the kids is phenomenal. I can have a variety of students doing a variety of different things. So I can have advanced students working on things. I can have students on IEPs working on things, all in the same class.
Okay, so I'm now going to switch over to the next and final hyperlink.
Okay, shall we, Jack, we are experiencing some issues with that video. How can we maybe move to Amin, as we are quite behind schedule?
It's Kayla's turn now. I did it before that.
We had to jig things around with people in MYP as well. So we've had Amin.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to
I just have one more link. It's just a few more seconds. Okay.
You're frozen completely your screen, Jack.
We can't see you, JD.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I just had one link. Perhaps Gloria can just highlight the last 3 links and post it on the Padlet.
Okay.
And thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you. So who's next?
It's me, Gloria. I'm sharing my screen now.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hey, really, can I just ask, hey, JD, can you stop sharing your screen? There we go.
Okay. So I am Kayla Human. I am the DP psychology teacher and also the school counselor. And for this presentation, I'm not going to focus at all on assessments. If you have questions about the assessments, post it on Padlet. We know that there are assessments for every single subject, and I'm a firm believer that it is the interest and the engagement with the content that ensures excellent achievement in assessments. So I'm going to go through the content of the DP psychology program instead. So we have 3 core curriculums and an additional one called research methodology. Research methodology is aimed specifically at our HL learners, and they write an additional paper based purely on research methodology. For standard level and higher level students, we do 3 core approaches, and these basically serve as the foundation of psychology in first year university, and they cover the 3 main areas of psychology research today. So the first one is the biological approach, and there we look at things like how does the brain influence behavior. We look at pheromones, we look at hormones, we look at neurotransmitters, we look at structural aspects of the brain that can determine human behavior. We also look at the process of evolution. In the cognitive approach, we focus more on examining the human mind as a computer. What type of things influence memory? How can we improve our memories? We look at things like schema theory. How can we form connections between different aspects of our life? And then in the social cultural approach, we look specifically at society in general. So what influence does society have on human behavior? What influence does the group or teachers or parents have on children's behavior later on in life? And then with research methodology, we look specifically at how do we formulate knowledge within the realm of psychology? How is data collected? How do we analyze it? How do we write it up and interpret it? And that really is a good foundation for anyone who wants to study in the human sciences further. Then on top of our core themes, we also have our optional themes. We specifically do abnormal psychology for standard level and higher level, because this is what people typically associate with psychology. So we look at disorders like schizophrenia, like depression, anxiety disorders, dissociative personality disorders, and we look at where do they come from, what are the symptoms, and how are they treated. And then as an additional unit for our higher level students, we also do the psychology of human relationships. So that involves how are relationships formed, how are they maintained, conflict resolutions. We look at things like the bystander effect, the influence of peer pressure. Those are the types of things we look at in the psychology of human relationships. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the internal assessment. So we're quite privileged in the Department of Psychology in that our IA is students' opportunity to conduct their own psychological experiments. And we do many ones throughout the year, and then they get to choose one that they get to replicate from start to finish. So they get to formulate their hypothesis, they get to design the experiment, they actually get to collect the data, and then they write up an entire report from start to finish. And this is fantastic because this is exactly what is needed for students who want to study psychology or any of the human sciences at a university level. They have one step above the rest, basically, because they are experts by the end of this at conducting experiments within the human sciences. So that's that for psychology. If you have any questions, please post it on Padlet.
So who do we have?
It's Chiara.
Yes, it's Chiara. Yeah. I've seen Chiara. Where are you, Chiara? I can't see on the screen now.
Hi, I'm here.
Ah, there you are. Yay. Right.
Yoo-hoo. So
over to you.
So can you guys stop sharing maybe?
I'm trying, but everything's in French. Everything's in French.
Oh, okay. So I'll wait a tiny bit more. Yes, so I'm the visual art teacher of MYP and DP. And I will share my presentation as soon as possible. But thank you so much. Just going to make this big. Wait a second. Voila. The magic of Zoom. Voila. Oh, I spoiled everything. Awesome. So voila, I teach visual arts in MYP and DP. So what are the requirements to succeed in arts in DP? So the process portfolio, which is 40% of the global grade, the comparative study, which is 20% of the global grade, and the exhibition at the end of the 2 years is 40% of the global grade. So what is the process portfolio? The process portfolio is a digital record of your development as an artist. It should be considered as a collection of evidence to be viewed on screens by an external examiner. It should show that you have experimented.
Oh, Gloria is there. Gloria, can you unmute everybody? I'm trying to unmute.
Hi.
So job to unmute people.
Let me see if I can do this. 1 minute. So more.
So Stephanie, did you get?
Okay, I think now they can unmute themselves now, all of them. Can everybody unmute themselves, please?
Yes.
Yes. Working. Brilliant.
Yes.
Finally, we managed to do it when it's over.
Même si David veut pas que je parle, ça marche.
It's a joke, Marie. All right. So Antonio and what before, since you know the IB, so you know probably most of the things we do. Yes, we're an English speaking school. We have a second language that is French, and we have a third language that is Spanish. We do not offer, that was one of these questions on the Padlets. There's no German, there's no Dutch because we don't have to. And the vast majority of our students are not really looking for German or Dutch. The thing is that when we do something, I like that we do it well. So the thing is that if you have 2 kids that want to learn German and 3 kids that do want to learn, I don't know,
assembled for display to an audience. So the exhibition is assessed internally and it's worth 40% of the global grade. Voila, I'm done with my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. I will try and stop sharing. Huh? Sorry.
We have one more presentation.
Yeah, is it core now?
Yes.
Okay. So Gloria, I'm not going to be able to show that video just because my internet connection, I got kicked out. I'm really sorry.
I can actually do it myself.
Okay. I'm glad you're here for that because
no problem. If you just bear with me 1 second.
There's also an element of the DP program that's really fundamentally unique. It involves all students do all 3 components. There's CAS, creativity, action, and service. There's the extended essay, and then there's theory of knowledge.
Hello.
CAS.
So can everybody see my screen? Yes? Okay, here we go.
Gloria, and I have the pleasure to be the CAS coordinator at BIS for the past 5 years. This year, Kayla Human has joined me to guide our DP students through the enriching CAS journey. CAS is the heart of the diploma program. The students will be involved in a range of activities beyond the academic classroom. We invite our students to get out of their comfort zone through experiential learning. So what CAS stands for? C stands for creativity, A for action, and S stands for service. Through creativity, our students will be exploring ideas leading to an original or interpretative product or performance. For example, learning a new language, playing a new music instrument, or learning a new music piece, photography, and so on and so forth. Through action, our students will develop healthy habits and physical exertion contributing to a healthy lifestyle. For example, running 10K, half a marathon. Anyway, we also encourage them to practice new sports, or for example, learning to practice yoga, rock climbing, do push-up challenges, etc. Through service, we encourage collaborative and reciprocal engagement with the community in response to an authentic need. For example, they organize cleanup days on campus, in the forest, or in their neighborhood. They fundraise for charity, they volunteer. Our students have done many meaningful CAS services. CAS experiences should be a personal challenge. And as you can see, CAS enables the students to enhance their personal and interpersonal development. A meaningful CAS program is a journey of self-discovery. For many, CAS is a profound and life-changing experience. So what are the students' responsibilities? Key to the students' CAS program is personal engagement, choice, and enjoyment of CAS experiences. Students should undertake a variety of CAS experiences, one of each strand of CAS per trimester, for a minimum of 18 months. They must also undertake at least one CAS project with a minimum duration of 1 month. Students reflect on CAS experiences at significant moments throughout CAS and maintain a CAS portfolio. Using evidence from their portfolio, students will demonstrate achievement of the 7 CAS learning outcomes. The program begins in September and it takes 18 months to complete. The first CAS interview, we draft their plan for the CAS program. Throughout the year, they will meet to review their progress. The program finishes on the 30th of March in DP2, final interview in which they will show that they've done a minimum of 16 experiences and 1 project. So this is all for us, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And thank you for watching. And if you want to learn more about it, please don't hesitate in reaching out. Have a nice evening.
And we're about to end. The breakout room is counting down, but there's theory of knowledge and extended essay, and Gloria can make that information available. And if you have any questions, you can contact me as well. Those are fundamentally unique components to high school education that I think are really, really special in addition to CAS. So,
and TOK is something you don't get with other qualifications. It really is unique. Right, we're going.
May I give my example to Mr. Alarcon? Hello, my name is Sofia. I'm head of science, and we have joined the school this year with my son, with my younger son, who's in MYP4. We are Greeks, but his primary language is English, and also he has been learning Spanish in his previous school. We were in Qatar for 8 years. So his Spanish is improving, but coming here, he also needed to take French, and he has been placed in phase 1 in French, and he is rapidly developing. So the support in place is substantial, and he's doing very well. We're very, very much impressed. I just thought that it was a very good example because I had exactly the same situation at the beginning of this year.
I just want to say thank you to all staff because time's up. So please don't be afraid, leave and have a good weekend, and thank you. And I see you on Monday. Well, if you want to stay, you can. But
also, I just would like to thank everyone for joining us today in our second virtual open house. And if you have any more questions, just please drop us a line, or we can arrange a one-on-one Zoom meeting as well. Thank you very much.
Meetings as well.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio, of course, not for you. If you're in Chile,
yes,
it's going to be a bit more difficult. But
yes.
May I ask a quick question before everyone leaves, or otherwise I can send you an email?
No problem, please go ahead.
Hi, I am currently in Miami. My son is going to be 13 next month, so I believe that would be MYP3 next year, if I'm not mistaken.
He's gonna, yes, correct.
Okay. I wanted to know about in science and also in any of the classes, I see the beautiful property that you have down south. I know the weather. I did live in Belgium for 12 years, but but are there any activities outside, you know, attached to life science, or maybe to language arts, or maybe to math, because there's always a way to learn, you know, in our environment outside. And I'm just wondering, as I see that beautiful backdrop behind you, Gloria, I'm like, I hope that they get to roam around in that forest.
Absolutely. I mean, Sophia, is related to the science. Maybe you want to talk about experiments outside?
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Pilar. This is a great question. We actually use the forest around the school for inquiry. We're not allowed by law to have practical activities in the wider area, but we use it for inquiry, and there are thoughts in the near future to actually use, because what happens is that in the campus, around the campus, there is also an apple orchard, which belongs to the school. And there are thoughts, we are planning currently of using this area for science investigations and to create maybe a herb garden, maybe a pond, something that the students can use for life sciences, not only in MYP and DP, but also in PYP.
That was going to be my next question, was if you did have a community garden that you used in your lunch program. I helped facilitate one for my son's primary school, and it was just such a beautiful learning experience for the children to understand how compost is processed, the importance of the animals to your food, you know, knowing where your food comes from, how it's grown, that you're part of the process. It made them very proud to eat what they had grown themselves, so with all that space. But so in Belgium, you're not allowed to have outdoor learning, so you can't have classes
No,
outdoor?
no.
Yes,
Please, David, yeah. David will explain.
Well, if you have another 2 hours, I can give you all the details. But it's very complex. Since you lived in Belgium, so you know about the weather, and you may know about the complexity.
Belgium's complex anyway, so yes.
This whole property here is listed by 3 different parts of the government. So there's a lot of things that we cannot do because it's protected by the state. So long story short, we can use some of it. Unfortunately, we cannot use everything.
However, like we can use the apple orchard, for example.
Yes, of course. But I'm negotiating with them now to basically the sports pitch that we have to make it as a sports hall, but it can be decided next year. It can be decided in 5 years from now. So it's politics. It takes time, but I'm stubborn, so I will get there. But well, the situation now is that yes, we have all these beautiful apple trees right next to the basketball pitch. Yes, we go there from time to time. But I think we're the only site in Brussels where we have badgers, but you know, they go out at night. So voila. So we have quite some unique,
but,
definitely, yes.
The early year students, they organize some, if I'm not wrong, the back hotels near the playground. So they have the little bags, you know, houses, and they go and check them out. We also have an eco school committee, and part of that, the students are studying how to be an eco school. Eventually, we want to have the eco flag in the near future, and they are studying about composting. This is run by students, and the president is in NYP 5, but there is representatives all through the years until primary 2, I think, maybe even primary 1. So yes, they do.
We have we did some gardening and was really nice. The problem is that the government asked me to take it away. So,
yes, actually, it's behind you on the photo.
If you see the picture of the castle, actually at the entrance, there's a little fountain where we had like all these, you know, tomatoes and all these things. The picture needs to be updated. It doesn't exist anymore because I had to take it away by the government. Don't ask me why. You know, and there's rules. You have to stick to the rules and to the law. Well, it's a bit bizarre from.
Okay, maybe any other questions, or shall we close?
There was a question in the chat. How many students in MYP?
So we have 2 classes, and it depends. Like we have in NYP 5, one class is 20, the other one 16. In NYP 3, we have, I think, 14 and 15 or something like that, but it's never more than 20 per class.
Yeah, so we have a total of 150 students enrolled in MYP at the moment, spread over the 5 grades, with, as Gloria said, 2 grades per class with 1 in MYP 1, but all classes we cap at 20.
Okay. So shall we close the event and thank everyone for
Thank you very
us.
much. So Gloria, so the Padlet, it'll still stay open for a few more days. So we'll be checking that next week. So if there are any questions, please continue to post on that. Yeah.
You can always email us.
If there's any last questions?
Nope. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Great. Well,
thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Have a good weekend.
Bye. Thank you, Gloria.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.